but I have a lot to talk about because I was like not really able to make a video because you wouldn't have understood me what I was saying. But lately, the story of the whole thing of the nice guy, why nice guys finish last, or why nice guys are treated badly by women, and why girls like bad boys has come up again, and a lot of people in different social circles I'm around, and I've even seen it online, have started talking about this whole thing, and I think it's related to Trudeau. And I'll explain in another video after this. You're getting blasted by me today, I know, but I'll explain in another video. Trudeau's behaviour in Canada at the moment is a startling reminder of how professional nice guys are never good men, and underneath there is a bully, is a manipulative bully, and but there's two types of nice guys. There's two types of nice guys in this world. The first one is one who does everything society wants of him. He's a good person. He means well, and he plays the game in society to get because he thinks that's what will be helpful around other people and help, it'll make life better for everyone, and he gets shot all over, and he's kind of the victim in all this. And then there's the insidious professional nice guy, who is a predator and hides the whole I'm a really good person thing, and behind that is an absolute manipulative piece of shit. Now, that all came to the fore recently in Ireland, where there's a horrific murder of a young woman in the Irish Midlands by an immigrant. And before they arrested the individual who did it, the entire pathological nice guy, I'd call them pathological nice guy types, the champions, the professional white knight types, they'll ruin your life. You women, any woman who gets involved in a white knight with a white knight, or champion, a professional nice guy, he will absolutely destroy your life, and you'll be miserable every moment of your life. And you want to know why? Because you're a phony. Okay, now they came to the fore recently in Ireland. A lot of them, all over Twitter and other social media. Finian in fucking Renla, or Sean in fucking Clonmel and these places, and saying things like, or Ruardi in fucking Galway, all middle class, and all saying things. It's time that men had a conversation with ourselves regarding our attitudes to women in Ireland, as if every man in Ireland murders a woman jogging at the side of a canal. Okay, they all showed up. You saw them all yourself all over the internet and all over mainstream media. They're all what I'd call the pathological nice guy. They're pretending to be a nice guy in order to manipulate, and that's because, and ironically, they would be more closer in terms of pathology and personality disorders to the fucker who murdered that girl than they are to actual good men. That's the irony of that. Okay, now. That anyone if you live in Ireland, and any guy that any man that you work with, or anyone that stood up and says, it's time we men had a conversation about how we treat Irish women, that's an absolute piece of shit in your life, okay? An absolute piece, and stay the fuck away from him, okay? Because that's a manipulator. Because he used the death of a woman to try and get laid, or trying to big up his own personal status. So they're the two types. You have the average fella who meant well, does well, is trying to get along, and the world and women shit all over him. And you have the other one, who's the pathological type. There's lesser numbers of them, who are the professional nice guy, who's the professional, white knight champion, and he's just a predator and a manipulator and a gaslighter. And that's what's out there with the nice guy world. And in both cases, and I'm sorry, nice guys, it's important that you have to hear this. In both cases, women don't want you, and they're right not to want you. Now, I know that's a thing that can hurt. I mean, if you go to some websites on Reddit, there's an actual a nice guy story thing, and it's just some of the most horrific reading of like fellas what have been treated by women, nice guys. We just say, like, social nice guys have been treated by women. See, in both cases, you're not being yourself, and that's why the women don't want you. They don't want you because you're not being yourself. If you're a, get along to get along nice guy, you're not really being yourself. You're suffocating your own personality in order to be more adaptable with society. Women don't want that. Women don't want that. And if you're a pathological nice guy, other than stupid borderlines, women will see right through that right away. Like I'm a great person. They'll see right through that. I'm a woman respecter. They see right through that bullshit right away. And women are right to reject nice guys. They're absolutely correct, because there's a fundamental reason for this. A nice guy and a good man is not the same thing. A nice guy, no matter whether they're a social nice guy or a pathological nice guy, are still phonies, not being themselves. They're being dishonest with their authentic self. Okay, they're hiding their rough edges and replacing them with artificial smooth corners. And I got news for you. Rough edges are what women want, because the rough edges are where charisma grows. That's the garden. The rough edges of your personality is the garden in where your charisma grows. You can take this to the bank, guys. It doesn't matter what you look like. If you have lots of charisma, women will be attracted to you. And not just romantically. And not just like, and they will just like your company. All older ladies will, younger women will, married women will. Doesn't have to be sexual. They will be attracted to your company, and they'll want to be your friend, or they'll want to be your lover, or they want to be your surrogate mother, or they'll want to just be happy with you because you're being true to yourself. And that's the thing. Women, more than anything else, more than money, more than looks, more than personality, although it's part of it, what women desire in a man more than anything else is charisma. It's his charismatic charge. Because charisma is the amplification of the soul made manifest in the personality. And so many men, you'll say like, oh, he has it. And look, this is, that jammy bastard. Look at that fat cunt over there. Oh, fucking women love him. How? Because he has charisma. Look at him, he has no fucking pot to piss in. He's no money. He looks like a bum half the time. He's a scrawny little fuck, But yet the women all love him. Why? Because he has charisma. You understand? Nice guys don't have charisma. And if they do get a woman, it's usually a nice guy does get a woman, and this is why there's so many horror stories. It'll usually be a borderline who plays on nice guys, or a Stepford who is just like the kind of like, stay home, wear a mask, that kind of type, the kind of like Stepford wife, kind of like vacant happy thing, and there'll never be real satisfaction in that relationship, and she'll be off like shagging loads of other fellas anyway. That's a given. That's a given. Nice guys, your woman will be off shagging off fellas who have charisma. It's just how it is. I mean, even if she's a nice person, she wants charisma, and you don't have it. You cannot give it. Now, you might give her children, and the children might have charisma, and she'll then devote her life to her children. Especially if she has a son, that the son has charisma, she'll devote her life to the son. But your sex life ends then. You're going like, Jesus, we don't even have sex anymore. We don't even have romance anymore. What happened there? Because you don't have charisma. The son does, and she's devoted her energy, and I don't mean sexual energy, but her actual life energy to the correct charismatic son. So you don't have charisma if you're a nice guy. It's as simple as that. I'm not putting you down, but you can undo that. Charisma is a thing that it's like a talent. There are some people who can go on. You can give them a soccer ball, and they can instantaneously be like a Champions League level player. And then there's other fellas you can give a soccer ball, and they're all right, but through proper discipline and coaching and skill development, they then end up a Champions League level player. Okay, so it's the same thing, with the charisma. If there's some people have absolutely no charisma, and but that's rare though. But you know them when you meet them. There's just nothing there, right? A lot of the NPCs have no charisma. Most of them don't have, but there, even among the Norbies, there's people with charisma. There's lots of people with charisma, and you can develop charisma, like you can develop a muscle, like you can learn a language, like you can develop your intellect. It's the same thing, and the most important thing is to be yourself. Now, for instance, you are a man, and you want to attract women, and there is some event on at work, and the event is, oh my God, if you could know the amount of women that this got me in my life, just doing something simple like this, it's a magical power. Well, it is. Charisma is magic, the grace of the gods. So we have an office. We have a thing at work, right? We're going to have an office day out. We're going to go paintballing. A nice guy doesn't like paintballing. He doesn't like go-kart racing. He doesn't even like office night out. But what he does is he goes, yeah, I'll go to that. Great. And he's being not true to himself. So he achieves nothing. And he goes out paintballing and go-kart racing with all the fucking Muppets from the office. And he goes along to get along. Okay? Then there's the fella who says, then one day that nice guy says, nah, I'm not going. Why not? I don't like paintball. What? I don't like paintball. We're going to go-kart racing. I don't want to do that. What do you want to do? I don't do anything. I just want to go home and work. I don't want to spend any more time with people from the office. I want to go home and work. Now, there'll be initial thing of, well, what's wrong with Jeremy? What's wrong with Patrick? What's wrong with Michael? What's wrong with Joshua? He suddenly changed. But then they want to know, why has Joshua trained? Why has Patrick, why has Jeremy, why has Sean changed? Suddenly he's gone from being a blank, empty, nice guy to someone who's a bit of a mystery. He's a bit interesting. You see where we're going? So the girl in the office that you had a crush on, and she had no interest, and you did everything, like you showed up at all the office events, you gave no interest in you. Suddenly she's going, why is Josh not going to the thing? She's fucking thinking about you. You are inside her head. You are inside her head for the first time ever, and your individual, unique personality is coming to the fore. The first sprout of charisma is coming forward. Beautiful. So you're in work, you're sitting on your desk one day, and she walks over to you, and she comes up to you and she says, hey Joshua, hey Paddy, hey Sean, you're not going to the go-kart racing thing? Nah. You're sitting there and you're typing. You're not looking at her going, oh, hi Miriam. Oh my God. You're panting like a fucking dog in the heat. No, you're going, oh hey Miriam. You're typing away and doing your job. Nah, I'm not into it. And why not? It used to be. I've lost interest in it. Really? Oh, why have you lost interest? It's just not for me anymore. So the conversation you're having at a deep level, at a sort of a beyond nice guy level, you're suddenly having with Miriam, okay? And she's suddenly an interaction that was completely out of your hopes and dreams is gone. And she goes, and she's trying to find out, is it because you don't like someone at the job? Are you doing something else? She'll be thinking negative things and positive things. You won't know. And but she wants to know now. And the fact that she wants to know is the charisma has grown. You understand? She wants to know now. And you go, I don't know. Couldn't be arsed. And she's like, you're uninvolved. You're not. And she goes, oh, okay. It was, but it would have been nice to see you there. And you just go, I'd be fine without me. And then you'll be surprised in a couple of days' time. She'll be thinking about you all the time. And all the girls in the office will be talking, why doesn't Josh want to go? Why do you want to go? And they're talking about you. Suddenly you're a charismatic individual. And you're on your way. You're on your way to no longer being a nice guy finishes last. Because you're not going along to get along. Because you drew the same thing with family things. I'm not going to this fucking family event. Why? I don't fucking like my family. You know, oh, you can choose your friends, but you can't choose your relatives. Yeah, but you can choose to spend as much time as possible or less time as possible with them. Oh, really? Make yourself an enigma. When you become an enigma, you start to develop charisma. See, charisma is almost like something people pull out of you in some ways, and they become addicted to it. They want to know about you. And that's the thing. You nice guys will always finish last because women want charisma. They want a man with charisma. They want a man with charisma as a man who's interesting. Because women like to think. They like to, the fuckers like to fucking get into their head. You know, what's that? That's what the female brain is like. What's that? Who's that? What's it? And when you become an enigmatic to them, you become interesting to them. When you become interesting to them, you start out developing the charisma. If you go along to get along, uh, like I used to go to work when I worked in business. Okay, I had jet black hair at the time, sideburns. No one, when no one had sideburns, just a little things like that. Okay, sideburns, jet black hair, sideburn. Well, no, chestnut brown, black hair, sideburns, and I'd walk into the office and I'd say, "Hey, it's gone." Friendly, cordial, amenable to all the women, and I'd sit at the desk and I'd work and quiet. I wouldn't say nothing, and I didn't fill my desk with pictures of family members and little hobby things like they do in America. Just didn't. And I was friendly and jokey with everyone. And because I wasn't going around trying to... And there was something about wearing the black suit as well. The black suit with the white shirt and the maroon tie was a very powerful, talismanic way of dressing to attract people. And I used to buy really expensive ties, cheap shirts, and an average suit. But it was a way, there was something, you were different, but you were still corporate dressed. And you had charisma, you had it. And you did nothing. And like I had one fucking boss as a joke in Ireland here. And he said to me, "Are you fucking Hugh Hefner?" That's what he said to me. "Are you fucking Hugh Hefner?" He says, "I pass your desk all day long and there's some fucking bird with her skirt up around her fucking ankle, up around their kneecaps, sitting on your desk smiling." And I said, why don't fucking bring him over? And he goes, "It's unfucking believable. I've fucking never seen anything like it." And I've heard that in all the offices I ever worked in, everywhere I ever worked. There's all these fucking good looking women all sitting on your desk smiling and dangling their fucking legs and this kind of thing. And he goes, "That's what he used to call me. He used to joke, his name was Hugh Hefner." And I says, and he says, "How do you fucking, where did that fucking come from?" And I said, "I fucking know," like as a laugh. But I did know where it came from. It came from charisma. So you nice guys, women don't want you, and they're right not to want you, because the only thing that really works in this life for all of us, male, female, regardless of your background or your history or anything, is the cultivation of charisma. And if you don't cultivate your charisma, you'll never ever achieve in life the potential that you're supposed to achieve. So that's very important. If you're listening to this video from now on, the bad news is women are right not to want you. The good news is you can build your charisma from this point on, and they will want you.